Good morning, friends. Once again, स्वागत है आप लोगों का. Today, what we are going to discuss in this topic, we are going to discuss the present scenario of Indian economy and a part of world economy. How the different aspects of the world are impacting India. We are going to discuss few very good things about Indian economy, few good things about Indian economy, and few not so good thing about the Indian economy and the area of improvements. What are the challenges in front of us? We will try to have a point approach on that, right? So let's discuss the topic. Let's start the topic. Demographic dividend is one thing which I am going to discuss in relation to inclusive growth and Gini coefficient. I am not going to discuss demographic dividend, what is demographic dividend and the basic things about it. What I am going to discuss is I am going to discuss the relation between these three, and I will try to have a point approach in today's lecture, so that it will help you in answer writing also. So, what is demographic dividend? As you know, this is nothing but the ratio between the working age population and the non-working age population. Working age population of the country, if it is higher than the non-working age population of the country, then we call it demographic dividend. Means the person who are working, काम करने वाले लोग हैं, वो ज़्यादा हैं उन लोगों से जो कि अभी काम नहीं करते हैं, राइट? तो what is working age population? It is the population between 15 years to 59 years, and non-working age population is either 0 to 14 years and above 60 years. So if this population is more than this population, we call it demographic dividend. Means the population of the country is going to positively impact the economy of a country. Population is not always bad for the country. Yes, there are certain challenges with the population, but it is not always bad for the country. Now, the ratio here, working age population and non-working age population in India is 1.7. What does that mean? It means that if there are 170 people belongs to the working age population category, then there are only 100 people working to the related to the non-working age population. That is why the answer is 1.7, right? So in India, we are in the era, we have already entered the era of demographic dividend. We have entered the era, but not all. We have just entered this in this era, and till 2055, we shall be in this era only. These are the golden period of the India because of the demographic dividend. China is going to lose their demographic dividend in 2031. Many countries have already lost, like Japan. Japan has already lost their demographic dividend in the year 2004. Now, Japan is struggling with the workforce. Japan is struggling with the demands. Because when there is no working age population or the less working age population is there in the country, then labor is going to be very expensive. There are very few laborers in the country as far as Japan is concerned. As far as the China is going to be facing the problem after 2031. Not now. At present, they are in an okay condition. But India is going to be, India and Bangladesh, these two countries are there. Let me tell you, the per capita income of India is less than the per capita income of Bangladesh right now. Yes, sir, it is true. Please keep an eye on it. Why it is so? We'll try to analyze. What is demographic dividend? As I told you, and let us talk few points about this demographic dividend. The demographic dividend is the number of people in working age population is now more than the rest, as I told you. Young versus graying. I mean the young and the elderly people. It is generally true that while India's average age is quite low, the average age of India is 29 years only. It is very good for the economy. Countries such as China, US and Japan are getting older. Japan is known as the country of old people. वहाँ पे जो बूढ़े हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, जो यंग लोग हैं वो बहुत कम हैं. China is that kind of a country. और आपको आज से कुछ 25-30 साल के बाद दुनिया में जापानीज बहुत कम मिलेंगे. जैसे in India also we have a community like Persians are there. तो जो पारसी कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं वो कम होना शुरू हो गए हैं। वहाँ पर जो TFR है, जो टोटल फर्टिलिटी रेट है, इज़ वेरी लेस, और वो ऑलरेडी कम हो रहे हैं और आने वाले समय में वो बहुत कम हो जाएंगे. सेम इज गोइंग टू हैपन विद जापान. Same is happening in European countries. But in India, the problem is not this. This is a dividend right now. There are certain other problems in India. We are going to talk about them. Overall population growth leads to lower economic growth. Yes, it is true. It is true that if there is population growth in a country, it can lead to the lower economic growth. Why so? We know that the per capita income is directly is inversely proportionate to the population. Higher the population, lower is the per capita income, right? You know this. So in general sense we can talk in those terms. That is why in 1980s we had focused on family planning in India. China had also started focusing on family planning. They were not focusing, they were enforcing their laws to the people, and they had adopted one child policy. In India, we had tried to adopt two child policy. To certain extent, yes, we got the success, but to certain extent only. But not always. But this is not right always. But an increase in the working age population leads to the higher growth. If the population is increasing and the working age population is increasing, it will lead to the higher growth. Why it will lead to the higher growth? Let me tell you few points. Like, if there is high working age population, then labor is high. Labor in the economy is, the number of the laborers are more, and if the number of labor are more, then the labor is cheap. You will get a cheaper labor. So if I want to establish a factory in a country, what I will see that what is the demographic dividend there, whether the people are there to work or not, or I will have to import people from some other countries. What is happening in Japan and what is happening in European countries these days. So labor is cheap. Moreover, if the higher number of people are earning money because they are working, then the demand in the country would be very high. And if the demand of the country is high, then the cycle of the economy shall run very fast and fast and fast. Because in today's world, demand is the base of any economy. The demand of the economy will high. That is why every company is, want to try to come to India. Every company in the world is trying to come to India. That is why so much FDI and FII, they are coming to India, because they know that India is the growing economy. India is it is bound to grow because of the population, because of the demographic dividend. Okay. So there are what positives exist in Indian economy? An increase in the working age population is found generally to increase per capita GDP. If there are higher number of people, those are working, then per capita GDP shall also increase. Absolutely. But an increase in the share of the elderly or dependents is found to lower per capita GDP growth. Suppose if there are 100 people in a country, and out of these 100, 10 people are working age population and 90 people are non-working age. And in country B, there are 100 people, and out of these 100, 60 people are working age and 40 are non-working age category. The number of people are same in both the countries, but which country? This is country A and this is country number B. Which country shall have higher GDP? Obviously this country, because the person who are working are much higher as compared to B. So that's what this line is saying. The increase in the share of the elderly or dependents is found to lower per capita GDP growth, right? Now, the impact of demography on economic growth. What are the impacts of demography in economic growth? As I discussed already, but let us see how you should write in the examination. The age profile and the growth rate of the population directly impact the availability of the labor, isn't it? Thus the labor is cheap. The age structure of the population operates through the saving investment channel. Okay, this is one more point. What is saving investment channel? If a person is earning the money, then after a point, after a particular earning, he shall start saving his money. If I am earning bare minimum, then I will probably not saving the money. But if I am earning more than what is required for my earning, for my livelihood, I shall save that money. Where I shall save that money? Suppose I will put that money into the bank. Then the capitalist shall, for the capitalist, that money is a capital, right? Capitalist will take that money from the bank as a loan, and economy will run. So then, if the number of people who are earning in an economy is higher, then the saving rate is also higher. This is known as saving investment channel. My saving is the investment for Reliance. My saving is this investment for Tata. Your saving is an investment for some other capitalist, right? Demographic changes can influence growth and inflation throughout the aggregate demand channel. As I told you, the demand will increase and the economy shall increase. Higher tax revenue and the increased public saving helps improving the fiscal position. If the higher number of people are earning, ultimately government is getting higher tax, direct and indirect both. It is not only about the income tax, it is about the indirect tax also. If higher people are earning, they are purchasing more and more things. The demand is increasing, and whatever goods they are purchasing, the government is earning from GST. And you know this thing that the collection of GST is ever highest these days. It is more than 1.5 lakh crore per month at present. Even government was not expecting this from India, but it is happening. So if the government shall have the higher income as far as their fiscal policy is concerned, then they will have less fiscal deficit. They will have better resources for their fiscal management, right? So the higher tax revenues and increased public savings shall improve the fiscal position of the government. And this is another major concern about the Indian government, although we are not going to discuss fiscal policies in today's lecture, but we will discuss it in some other lecture. So this is the chart which I was talking about. Suppose this is the income which you are earning, and this is the consumption. Once your income increases, your consumption earlier, as you can see in this graph, earlier the person who was increasing a less amount of money, just a second, the person who was earning, suppose he is earning 1,000 rupees a month, then he is spending this much, which is not equivalent to his bare minimum. Suppose this line is his bare minimum. As he increases his earning, he increases his consumption. But after a point, there is not a direct relation between consumption and the earning. After a point, even if his earning increases, his consumption does not increase in the same manner. And beyond a point, it will make a flat line. And after which, what he shall be doing? If he is earning, suppose he is earning 5,000 rupees per person. If he is earning 5,000 rupees, then after his consumption, whatever remaining he shall be earning, it shall be creating savings. And what these savings are, these are the capital for a capitalist. These are the capital for the economy. So okay, this is a beautiful chart which will make you understand the future of the India. The period of demographic dividend in large economies. Dekho, this is the India. This is India. So in 2008, India, the demographic dividend started in India, and it is going to be for next 37 years. So till 2055, we are in a good position. Same with Bangladesh. Till 2052, Bangladesh is also getting the same amount of things. But this is Japan. It started in 1964, ends in 2004. Italy, 1984 to 2002. Korea is going to be end. The demographic dividend is going to be end in 2027. Spain has already lost their demographic dividend in 2014. China is going to lose in 2031. So the future of India is good as far as this chart is concerned. You can have a look on this chart, right? So this is the position in 1960. The dependent population, the ratio of the dependent population is higher. It was 77%. Now it is continuously going down, 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 and down. And in 2010, in 2018, in fact, 49.8% was the dependent population. That means it was the point when the working age population was higher than the dependent population. And it is going to be like this only till 2055. After it, once again, the cycle, it is a cycle. Life goes in a cycle. अच्छा समय, खराब समय, अच्छा समय, खराब समय, इस तरह का समय जीवन में चलता रहता है. तो आफ्टर अ लार्ज पीरियड ऑफ अ बैड टाइम, अच्छा समय has started as far as the population is concerned. अच्छा समय has started, and after that we will see what is happening. So India's working age population is increasing from 2018 to 2055 is the golden 37 years. But it depends on the population in working age, population actually working. So this is the problem which we will be seeing in just a moment. Yes, there is a raw material. Yes, there is a population who is ready to work. But how much percent of the population is actually working? Whether they have the resource to work or they don't want to work. Let me tell you, ऐसा कोई नहीं होता जो काम करना नहीं चाहता है. This is only when they don't have the opportunity to work. Okay, let me discuss one more thing. TFR rate. You should know what is TFR rate. What is TFR rate? Total fertility rate. It is the average number of children which a woman produce in her lifetime. In India, in the last census, this TFR rate was 2.5. This TFR rate was 2.5. We wanted to make it to 2.1, because if a woman is producing, on an average, if a woman is producing 2.1 child in her entire life, the population is going to be stagnant. Population shall not increase. We wanted to achieve it, and we have already achieved it. Let me tell you, we have already achieved it in most of the states in India. It is less than 2, but in few states it is slightly higher, but overall, as far as the average is concerned, we have already achieved it. So this is TFR. This at present, it is the data of 2018. At present, in 2018, I am telling you, the TFR of India was 2.2. Total fertility rate was 2.2. It is the average. If we talk about Madhya Pradesh, it was 2.7. Uttar Pradesh, it was 2.9. And Bihar, it is 3.2. Apart from these three states, everywhere the things are okay. Things are good. You can see here with the chart. In Bihar, from 2008 to 2018, what is the scenario? In Bihar, it has started from 3.9 and it has come down to 3.2. In Uttar Pradesh, it was 3.8 and it has drastically come down to 2.9. Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are the two states which is actually pulling these things down. And as far as the overall India is concerned, in 2008 we were 2.6 and at present right now we are 2.2. But it is the data till 2018, as I told you, after which the data has not yet come. But I believe that it has come down to 2.1. But there are some states which need to perform better. So if the population is getting control, so when the question arises, if the population is getting control, if we are not increasing our population, then why this is happening? The demographic dividend is, we are even getting the demographic dividend, because there is a word known as population momentum. That momentum of the population is keeping us to that particular place. Suppose अभी मैंने ये तो बताया कि आपको अभी क्या हो रहा है कि भाई population is stagnant, but the death rate is very less as compared to the birth rate. Life expectancy has increased like anything. In India, it is more than 70 years. Considering all these points, our population is still increasing, but it shall not keep on increasing like this. Beyond a point, after 2055, this shall start decreasing. We have achieved 2.1 total fertility rate till now. Beyond, for some time, it will keep on increasing, but after 2055, it shall go down. Population momentum responsible for the growth. This word, please remember this word, population momentum. Even after the achieving TFR of 2.1, population is still increasing. Why? So there are certain points for them. Many believe that the population will not grow once replacement fertility rate is reached. What is replacement fertility rate? As I told you, it is 2.1. 2.1 is also known as replacement fertility rate. But most of the future population grows in India will now be because of the population momentum. For instance, fertility rate in Tamil Nadu. Okay, तो तमिल नाडु में जो fertility rate है ना, वो in 2002 हमने 2.1 achieve कर ली थी. But the population is still increasing in Tamil Nadu. Why it is increasing? Because the birth rate is 1.49 and the death rate is 0.66. That gap is there. That shall increase. Once fertility declines to a lower than the distant level, it shall difficult to arrest the decline. As I was telling you, कि after 2055, it will be next to impossible to control the population of India as far as the lowering the population is concerned. After 2050, the population of the world will definitely going to decrease. No one, I mean, at least today, what we can see, no one is going to arrest it. It is going to decline. After then again 50, 70 years, what is going to happen? That time shall tell. But after 2050, the population of the world is going to be declining mode. Okay. So, one more good thing, demographic dividend is there and our per capita income is also increasing. This is also a very good thing. Right from 1980, our per capita income is increasing like anything. In 1980, our per capita income was $276 and slightly, slowly and gradually and very rapidly by 2020, it has come to $2,379. Approximately $2,000 you can say in today's scenario after COVID. It has gone down. Approximately $2,000 would be our income. So we are not in a poor category group. We are in, as per the definition given by the World Bank, we are in the lower middle group of the income. This data is not bad. Considering this fact, in 1980 we were very low and slowly we are picking our speed. This data is okay. This data is good. We have increased. We have grown. But is this growth inclusive? Whether everyone has grown or a part of the society had grown, this is the problem. This is what we are going to see. This is what is the most important point. So the challenges for India, what are the 4 main challenges at present in front of India are, number 1, consistently reducing female labor force participation rate. The female labor force participation rate is continuously decreasing. Let me tell you a graph. This is the graph. Female from the age group of 15 to 19. In 1993-94, it was 0.58. We take an average. It was 0.51, and now it has drastically come down to 0.32. Then so that the number of women working in the society are continuously decreasing because of so many reasons. This is one big factor. Second, lack of the growth in manufacturing sector. We know that the India is lacking in manufacturing sector. We have our more focus on the service sector. Manufacturing sector, we should focus. We were focusing before COVID, but during COVID and after COVID, let's see what is going to happen. Lack of adequate skilling of youngsters. Youngsters, they are not getting skilled properly. आज की डेट में जो education भी है, that is also in the form of a certificate only. Whether that education is opening their mind or not, question mark. COVID-19 automation industry 4.0. बहुत से लोग ये कहते हैं कि सर अगर प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है तो बुरा क्या है? प्राइवेट कंपनियां खुलेंगी सर, वहां पर नौकरियां मिलेगी, वहां पर लोगों को रोजगार मिलेगा. राइट टू सम एक्सटेंट. बट एक बात बताइए, अगर मैं प्राइवेट फर्म चलाता हूं तो भाई आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का ज़माना है, 5 साल रुक जाइए, 5 साल के बाद आपको हर फैक्ट्री में रोबोट्स काम करते हुए मिलेंगे, लोगों की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है। रोबोट शेल वर्क एंड वन रोबोट शेल वर्क फॉर 10 पीपल। लास्ट में एक स्लाइड दिखाऊंगा आपको, दैट वुड बी एन आई ओपनर कि होने क्या जा रहा है। ओके, सो ये देखिए एक और अच्छी स्लाइड है, ये वो परसेंटेज है दुनिया में जो लोग बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन थे, दैट बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन, द परसेंटेज पॉपुलेशन ऑफ द बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन हैज आल्सो ड्रास्टिकली केम डाउन। इन 1820 94% of the world were under poverty line and 84% they were under the extreme poverty line. That 94% had now came down to 9.6%, because this is the year when World Bank had intervened, and as per the definition of World Bank, if you are earning less than $1.9 a day, then you are a garib. Otherwise, you are a rich person. So at present, it is 9.6%. So right from here to there, it has come drastically down or not? Yet it has come drastically down. But again, as far as India is concerned, in 93-94, the percentage population which was below poverty line was 45.3, and in 2011-12 it was 21.9. It is the last data which is available. The recent data has not yet come. It should have come. Once it would come, the data is not so good, let me tell you. But anyway, this had actually come down, है ना? Inclusive growth. What is inclusive growth? This is the problematic area of India. What is inclusive growth? Let me tell you. Suppose there are 10% in that family. There are 10% in that family, and someone tells me that the entire family earns 1 lakh rupees a month. I would say, okay, then one person is earning 10,000 rupees a month. Okay, it is okay. It is good for the survival. But when I go deep into their analysis, what I see that one person is earning 60,000 rupees, and rest 9% is earning 40,000 rupees. Is it a good scenario? It is really the growth. No, the growth is for one person only. Till the time all the person of the society, of the house, shall get the almost equal amount of money, it would not be called as inclusive growth. Absolutely equal cannot be there. Let's understand the fact. ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि सब लोग बराबर बराबर पैसा कमा रहे हैं, नहीं हो सकता. कुछ ज्यादा कुछ कम कमाएंगे, but this disparity should not be that big, which is there in today's scenario. What is inclusive growth? There are certain points about them. Let me read it for you. Inclusive growth refers to the growth that is broad-based and shared. Equal access. When economic growth opens up new avenues in the nation, the poor must get access to those, which is not happening today. Inclusive growth focuses on the productive employment and not just income distribution and the poverty alteration. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. देखिए, दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. अभी हो क्या रहा है, अमर्त्य सेन जो थे, यू मस्ट बी अवेयर अबाउट द अमर्त्य सेन. अमर्त्य सेन बोलकर गए थे कि भाई डोंट फिश फॉर द गाय, टीच हिम हाउ टू फिश. आप फ्री का ये सब चीजें मत दीजिए लोगों को. आप फ्री का दे रहे हैं ना, तो आप उनको बस जिंदा रहने के लिए आप ठीक है चलो भैया जिंदा रहेंगे, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. आपको पॉलिसी ऐसी बनानी पड़ेगी सो दैट दे कैन कंट्रीब्यूट इन द इकोनॉमी. वो काम करें, उनके लिए काम के अवसर आप दीजिए सो दैट दे कैन कंट्रीब्यूट इन द इकोनॉमी ऑल्सो. तो द पॉलिसी शुड नॉट बी प्रो पुअर, it should be inclusive, right? There are 3 elements of the inclusive growth. Economic. A nation must have a sustained high GDP growth rate to create productive employment, absorb surplus labor, and generate fiscal resources so the government can invest in the education, health, and social safety. Understood? Social. All vulnerable groups must get social safety nets. Institutional. Access to the health and the educational must be ensured. जो नहीं हो रहा है, लास्ट वाला तो गड़बड़ है मामला. Government schemes. The government should run hundreds of the scheme to build the inclusive growth in India. Some work, some don't work. देखो भैया ऐसा है, सरकार को स्कीम तो चलानी पड़ेंगी, और इस समय सरकार की स्कीम चलाने वाली कोई संस्था है ही नहीं. There is no such organization in India that is running the schemes. Planning Commission has gone. Niti Aayog has no power to run the show. They don't have the that financial powers. Until and unless they don't have the financial power, they cannot do anything. Okay, so we will see the next slide. अब ये देखिए, ये this is one of the eye opener for you. इस स्लाइड ये बता रहा है कि किसी भी कंट्री में जो टॉप 10% है इन दी सोसाइटी, वो कितना परसेंट ऑफ दी टोटल अर्निंग उनके पास जाती है. जैसे देखिए, ये यूरोप है. दिस इज यूरोप. यूरोप में इट इज 37%. यूरोप में इट इज 30. इफ इट इज नॉट विजिबल, आई एम राइटिंग इट फॉर यू. इन यूरोप इट इज 37%. मीन्स द टॉप 10% ऑफ द यूरोपियन सोसाइटी इज अर्निंग 37% ऑफ द टोटल अर्निंग. It is not good, it is bad. Obviously, it is bad. But let us see the India. What is happening in India? In India, 55% of the total earning is earned by the 10% of the society. So total 10% of the society is having more than 50% of the total income of India. Then what is left with other people? Then rest 90% are earning only 45% of the Indian economy. It is absolutely not acceptable. What is in Middle East? It is 61%. In Middle East, it is 61%. Means the 10% people of Middle East are earning 61% of their economy. Is it the inclusive growth? No, sir, it is not the inclusive growth. And as a IAS officer, as a civil servant, it is your duty also to ensure inclusive growth. Although you cannot do anything, you cannot do much, because you are there to execute the policies, and you have to execute the policies. But still, you can do few things about that. This is an eye opener for you, and there are some certain other data also. Okay, one more data which I surely want to discuss. This is the data of labor force in India. These are the self-employed people. 46% of India are self-employed. Wages, salary earners, the people who are working for the salary, are 17%. Contract workers, I mean they work on the contracts, 3.7%. And casual labor means जो unskilled labor होता है, daily काम करता है, daily पैसा कमाता है, they are 32.8%, approximately 33%. What is their earning? Let me tell you. It is up to 5,000, 5,000 to 7,500, 7,500 to 10,000. Self-employed people, if you will see, maximum number of self-employed people, more than 85% of the self-employed people are in this group. That means they are not earning more than 10,000 a month. And 41% are in 5,000 rupees per month. Second data, this person who is getting the salary, they are maximum in this group. I mean, they are getting a salary from 5,000 to 20,000. Little 17.7% are also there till 50,000 rupees of the salary. But what about after that? Contract. भैया यहाँ तो हालत बहुत खराब है. यहीं पर देखिए, यहीं पर खत्म हो जाते हैं तीनों लोग. After 10,000, hardly few. More than 80, 85, 90% people are there till 10,000 only. They are also not earning anything. Casual labor, भगवान मालिक है. 59% are there till 5,000. 59-60% of the person in the casual labor category are getting not more than 5,000 rupees. Then how many people are earning a lakh rupees or above lakh rupees? See, 0.4%, 0.1%, 1.4%, 0.2%, 0.1%, 0%, 0%, 0%. So the person actually earning a handsome amount of money in India are, you can count on the tips. Things are not very good. At least data suggests this. Then how can we actually see the inclusive growth? How can we actually see the inclusive growth in India or in any economy? There is a formula for that. Gini coefficient. That formula is Gini coefficient. This is a graph. This is a graph looks like this. There's a formula Gini coefficient A upon A plus B. If there is a graph, this area to this side of the curve is known as A area and this is B area. And what is the formula? I told you A upon A plus B. Means this area, higher this area is, higher the Gini coefficient. If Gini coefficient is 0, it is a perfect society. If it is 1, it is the most disturbed society as far as the inclusive growth is concerned. 0 signifies the equality, perfect equality. 1 signifies the perfect inequality, means only one person is having entire money. How it actually works? This is the graph. This dotted line shows the equality. What is it shows? Suppose this dotted line is there. 30% people of the country are earning 30% money. 60% people of the country are earning 60% of the money. 100% people of the country are earning 100% of the money. Very good, excellent, no problem. If it is there, then this area is not there. Then it would be 0 upon some x value. Then answer would be 0. But it is not like this. It cannot be like this. So what is there? This is the curve of 2013 and this is the curve of 2016. What this curve shows, what this blue line curve shows, suppose it is here. What does it means? That the 70% of the earning, 70% of the income is earned by approximately 35% people. In 35% people of India are earning about 70% of the Indian income. Let us see this. 50% population is earning, 50% of the income is earned by 20% people. And let us see now in 2016. What is the scenario of 2016? Look at it. 90% money of India is earned by 40% of the people. Are you getting what this graph actually is showing? Suppose if I am drawing another line and that line comes like this. What does it shows? That 90% of the money is earned by less than 10% of the people. So wider the gap, first this is the situation. So if this area is higher and higher and higher and higher, this area, if this area is high as compared to this area, answer would be higher. Getting my point? This is Gini coefficient. So I am sharing with you a news, and you tell me if it is going to be good for Gini coefficient or bad. This is the news. Can you see the earning of Mukesh Ambani? The Mukesh Ambani in India in 2014 was approximately 1,65,000 crore rupees. It is growing like this. Adani is growing like this, and this is the situation of more or less all the people of the India, all the capitalists of India. There are so many other people who are growing like this, and if all of them are growing like this curve is shifting towards this place. And if it is shifting towards this place, the answer is going to be higher and higher and higher. ये जिम्मेदारी तो सरकार की है ही. कई लोगों को लगता है कि भाई अगर प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है, चीज़ें प्राइवेट हाथों में जा रही हैं, तो भाई नौकरियां बढ़ेंगी, जैसा मैंने कहा. तो ये एक ट्वीट देख लीजिए, भावेश अग्रवाल जी का है, ओला के मालिक हैं. इन्होंने एक ट्वीट किया था कुछ समय पहले, और उन्होंने क्या ट्वीट किया था कि एक बहुत बड़ी फैक्ट्री लगा रहे हैं, दुनिया में सबसे ज़्यादा कार बनाने वाली फैक्ट्री होगी, इसमें 3000 से ज़्यादा रोबोट काम करेंगे, बहुत सारा प्रोडक्शन होगा सर. नौकरी कहाँ मिलेगी लोगों को? हम लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिलेगा क्या? तो भैया प्राइवेटाइजेशन से एम्प्लॉयमेंट ऐसे तो नहीं मिलेगा, एक बहुत बड़ा प्लान करना पड़ेगा सरकार को, और सरकार को करना पड़ेगा, कोई प्राइवेट आदमी नहीं करेगा इसको, कि एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएशन करना कैसे है। फैक्ट्रीज बनानी पड़ेंगी इंडिया के अंदर, तब जाकर चीजें बनेंगी। वो कैसे होगा, प्रॉब्लम तो है। तो 10 प्रॉब्लम्स फॉर इंडिया फॉर इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ। तो लेट अस डिस्कस दोस 10 प्रॉब्लम्स वन बाय वन। द इनकम शेयर ऑफ द टॉप 1% इज मोर देन व्हाट इट वाज इन कॉलोनियल टाइम्स। इनकम शेयर ऑफ 1% इज मोर देन व्हाट इट वाज इन कॉलोनियल टाइम। अंग्रेजों के समय में भी इतनी खराब स्थिति नहीं थी। व्हाट दे आर सेइंग, द टॉप 1% ऑफ इंडिया is getting more income as compared to colonial times. The top 5% in India earns equal to the remaining 95%. 5% of the top people are earning more than 95% what the Indian population are getting. India has both higher income inequality and rapid pace of widening inequality. भैया देखिए, ये inequality तो है ही, दूसरा inequality बढ़ रही है. The Gini coefficient is इंक्रीजिंग इट्स एरिया। उसको तो रोको यार, इनइक्वालिटी बढ़े तो ना, ठीक है, इरेडिकेट वी विल सी, अभी उसको रोको ना जितना जहां पर है, बट इट इज गेटिंग वाइड एंड वाइड एंड वाइड। ओनली अबाउट हाफ ऑफ द वर्किंग एज पॉपुलेशन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द जॉब मार्केट। आधे लोग काम कर रहे हैं भाई, ठीक है, डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड इज देयर बट वर्क इज नॉट देयर। डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड को लेकर करेंगे क्या हम लोग? 2055 ऐसे ही पहुंच जाएंगे हम लोग इसी हालात में, और उसके बाद तो हालात खराब होने हैं फिर। एंड द नंबर ऑफ डिक्रीजिंग number are still decreasing after the post-COVID, after the COVID-19. India's low employment rate is explained by the fact that as the labor force participation rate is itself low, as I told you. Education is not leading the employment necessarily, and therefore no job policy of Government of India. Government of India right now has no policy for the job. This is the fact. इसमें किसी को कोई दुराहे होना नहीं चाहिए। कोई जॉब पॉलिसी इंडिया में इस समय चल ही नहीं रही है, तो जॉब पॉलिसी आएगी कहां से, जॉब आएंगी कहां से? इंडिया लैक्स दैट द मोस्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन द इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर। इंडिया में जो भी जॉब अभी तक रही हैं, और ये तो बहुत पुरानी सिचुएशन है, आज की सिचुएशन नहीं है, वो इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर में ज़्यादा है। जैसे कि इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर समझते हैं, द सेक्टर विच आर नॉट फॉर्मलाइज्ड, मीन्स जहाँ पर 10 लोगों से कम काम करते हैं, पीएफ नहीं कटता, ये नहीं कटता, तो वो जो छोटी छोटी दुकानों पर जो लोग काम करते हैं, छोटी छोटी जगह पर विदाउट एनी रिकॉर्ड इफ दे आर वर्किंग, दिस इज नोन एज इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर। सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन इंडिया इज मोस्टली फोर्स्ड एज दोज हु कांट फाइंड द फॉर्मल वर्क टू डू। सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट जो इंडिया में है वो इसलिए है क्योंकि लोगों को नौकरी मिली ही नहीं, लोगों को नौकरी मिली ही नहीं, तो वो कुछ कर रहे हैं अपना। सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट विलिंगली नहीं करते यहाँ लोग, तो करना चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से, बट वैसा माइंडसेट भी तो बनाना पड़ेगा धीरे धीरे करके। और सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट करके पैसा कमा कितना रहा है, अभी हमने देखा वो चार्ट, 10,000 रुपये महीना कमाऊंगा अगर मैं अपना सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट कुछ कर रहा हूँ, तो उससे फायदा क्या होगा? ठीक है भाई, चलो, सोसाइटी पे नेगेटिव इंपैक्ट उसका आ ही रहा है। मोर देन 50% ऑफ इंडिया एंगेज्ड इन एग्रीकल्चर। भैया एग्रीकल्चर में 50% से ज्यादा लोग काम कर रहे हैं। जो कम करना है हमको, एग्रीकल्चर से लेबर को निकाल के दूसरे प्रोडक्टिव कामों में लगाना है, दूसरी जगहों पर लगाना है। ये तो बहुत बड़ी इशू है, ये शुरुआत से चला आ रहा है, इसको तो कम करना ही है, लेकिन नहीं हो रहा है। इंडियाज लेबर सरप्लस इजंट एन एज बट अ लायबिलिटी एंड इज डीपली हार्मिंग इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ। इंडिया का जो सरप्लस लेबर है, जो डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड है, इट इज नॉट द एज बट इट इज द लायबिलिटी। इट हैज बिकम द लायबिलिटी। नौकरी कहां से दें इन लोगों को? तो जो हमारा प्रॉफिट होना चाहिए था, हमारा लॉस बनता जा रहा है। हमारा रॉ मटेरियल हैज स्टार्टेड डिटेरियोरेटिंग, इट इज द इशू। ये जो 10 पॉइंट्स हैं, आज जो मैंने आपको लेक्चर में जो चीज़ बताई हैं, उसको थोड़ा दिमाग में रखिएगा। इन चीज़ों को कोई भी आंसर राइटिंग के लिए आपको काम आएगा, चाहे वो कोई ऐसे लिखते हैं, चाहे वो आप किसी भी तरह, इस लेक्चर से कुछ पॉइंट जरूर आप आंसर राइटिंग के अंदर यूज कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, आई होप कुछ इंसाइट आपको चीज़ों की मिली होगी। दिस लेक्चर मे साउंड लिटिल नेगेटिव, बट दिस इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू मेक यू अवेयर अबाउट द फैक्ट्स, राइट? ओके, सो विद दिस वी आर एंडिंग टुडेज सेशन। फिर किसी दिन और मुलाकात करते हैं। चलिए, नमस्कार।